it's quite an experience for a first-time guy getting reps. So they handled it okay. Unfortunately, Posty got banged up during the week this week, so we're right back to shuffling around at that spot. So Caden will play center this week, and Canute's going to go back to guard, and we'll go from there. So from a camaraderie standpoint, I don't know that we're quite there yet. We got guys shuffling around in different positions. So guys that have played before, not worried about that at all. They're going to go compete, be tough, physical, and we'll figure it out.
Is this a spot where maybe a veteran who's played center like Chambers maybe does a little bit more of the protection calls?
He for sure is helping out with communication. We've gotten him some emergency reps at center just in case, but we got full confidence in Caden as well.
So biggest key to getting a victory, keeping the Miners Cup here in Houghton?
Yeah, we got to play our game. I feel like offensively we got to get back to attacking people. Played a little bit on our heels last week at times. I felt like we had some shots, chances to make some plays, and we just didn't do it. So we got to get our guys back to where we are attacking.
Do you see it's a tails? You've won the toss. You'd like to receive. Which direction? To begin the game, Northern Michigan will receive. Good luck, gentlemen.
Today's officiating crew: referee John Luzak, umpire Stephen Kamen, head line judge Steve Collins, line judge Mike Stroya, side judge Mike Giannuzio, field judge Andrew Disher, and back judge Thomas Burrell Jr.
It is brought to you by Fine Line Tire in Hancock, Fine Line Tire Express in Houghton, where we serve you, the guest, at opening kickoff after this word from Fine Line Tire. Start out here on defense this afternoon. I mentioned to you that Pierce Miller is not scheduled to be playing here today for the Huskies, and that is a big loss along that defensive front for Michigan Tech. Of course, they're still without the services all season now for Mark Sipple. He's down there on his crutches on the sidelines. He had his surgery a couple weeks ago there, and on his long road to recovery. They are, again, also without Jacob Newman. Hope to have Newman back by the end of the season, but we'll see how things go with him as he's rehabbing his injuries as well. Avery Kucharski's going to get set to kick it away, and back to return, I believe we've got Michael Love, number 83, set for the Wildcats in that kick return area. It's pretty much the lone man back there. Huskies will kick it towards the scoreboard. Kucharski's going to have the wind at his back a little bit here to get things started. And we'll see if the strength of that breeze is going to require a holder at all today on these kickoffs or not. But Kucharski's going to have it lined up along that left hash area here. And we are about to get set. Whistled ready for play. Kucharski gets his spot. Takes a deep breath. Here is the run-up and the kick, and it's going to push Love towards the other hash mark. Ball bounces and dies there. He'll pick it up at the 5, rushes it up to about the 15-yard line, where the cavalry of Husky defenders comes in and brings him on down. See if we can get the starters here for the Northern Michigan Wildcats. Again, Coach Metlack stating that, not really sure where the Wildcats are going to go in terms of their overall starting group here today. Their 2 deep has been changing on a regular basis here as they're still searching to find the correct combination of players. It will be Aiden Horde at the quarterback position, the sophomore from Frankenmuth, wears number 5. He will be out there for the Wildcats as they get things started. He's be under center, and it will be a first down handoff right up the middle, and a nice chunk of yardage there for the tailback, Jahai Wood, the freshman from Lansing Waverly. Wildcats will get up to the line relatively quickly, but underneath center here. 2 down players, and now we've got a flag and a whistle. And it looks like we've got a false start against Northern Michigan.
False start. Offense, number 83. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That one will go against Mike Love, the wide receiver. He and Sam Pfeiffer out there spread wide for Northern Michigan. So the Wildcats will lose a bulk of the yardage they got. Now the Huskies will jump here, and that's going to be offside. Horde is going to throw and complete to Pfeiffer around the 38-yard line. And for the Wildcats, their first pass completion in a couple of weeks. They did not complete a pass against Grand Valley State.
Offside. Defense, number 52. That penalty is declined. First down.
It'd be number 50 that it was against there. That would have been against Isaac Kinney. But the offside negated there by the completion. Good for the Wildcats, and it's up to the 40-yard line they marked there for that reception. Wildcats will look toward the sidelines for their adjustments here. And Horde will dip back under center. Quick handoff to the back is faked. Around the left side, Greg LaPatina gets around the feet of Horde for a gain of about 3 up to the 43-yard line. And trying to check on all of the Wildcat starters here for you today, but quickly back under center is Horde. Hard count there. We'll turn again towards the sidelines and look for the call. Again, two backs. Neither are going to get any yards here. This is going to be Wood, who's going to go down to the backfield for a fairly decent loss of about 4 yards there. But you have two backs with Luke Aranen and Wood in the three-point stance, about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage there. They're quick to turn around and try to get it handed off. We'll swap out one of the tight ends here, Swanson. Otto Swanson will step off, the Ishpeming native. And on 3rd and about 11, Horde will be under center. Drops back to throw, pressure comes, and down he goes. Owen Watson gets the sack for the Huskies. Some pressure coming from Schlicht as well for Michigan Tech, but Watson, the solo stop there behind the line. And the Huskies force the first punt of the afternoon. Good work by the Michigan Tech defensive line there. Out to punt it away here for the Wildcats. I think we've got Owen Halverson, sophomore from Middleton, Wisconsin, and Asher Gregory back inside his own 30 to receive it. Kick is away. Gregory can't really see it that well, and it bounces out right at about the Michigan Tech 40-yard line, and that will bring the Michigan Tech offense out there, led by quarterback Alex Fries, a senior from Saginaw. Will hope to bounce back from last week's contest. He'll have 3 receivers in Michalak, Willis, and Champney to start things out. Tight end in Collins, and his tailback is Jake Roof. And we appear to have a television timeout here. So your other starters along that offensive line for the Huskies, again, shuffled around a little bit. The sophomore captain, Brandon DeVries, at left tackle. Left guard is Hunter Chambers. Center today is last week's right guard, Caden Van Sickle, the redshirt freshman from Manistee. That'll put Alex Canute, the senior from Marquette, back in at right guard. And your right tackle remains Matthew Danon, the redshirt freshman from De Pere. So some more changes in a 3rd straight week for Michigan Tech with a different center. Austin Venema was injured during his contest against Davenport, and then Ethan Post, who filled in admirably last week, was injured during practice, as Coach mentioned. So Van Sickle will be at center, and if necessary, Hunter Chambers next to him may have to be the emergency center. He played a lot of center for the Huskies last season. All right, we are set to go here. Huskies out on the field, ball on the left hash, trips right. Hard count from Freeze, and he'll now look to the sidelines where the symbols will be relayed in from the backup quarterbacks. Freeze in that shotgun will turn and hand off to Jake Roof. Roof's got running room to the 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, and run out of bounds close to the 30-yard line. Big run off the left side there for Jake Roof on first down. Roof with about 25 on that first carry. They mark him out at the 35-yard line. Big run there for the Huskies. First down inside Northern Michigan territory. Willis will motion off to the right side. Looking right, Freeze steps up, floats one down the sideline, and I think another miscommunication there between he and Ethan Champney on that one. Champney would have been expected to run possibly the deep route on that one, and with the coverage, he did not, so an incomplete pass. Check on some of the starters for the Northern Michigan side here in a little bit as well. Just trying to mark off who they've got out there to get things started. And it's going to be a variety of different players as they're still trying to figure out their best players. Trips right here, handoff, Roof, same as the first down play earlier, and this one will pick up about 7 yards. Down to the 28-yard line of Northern Michigan. Third and manageable here for Michigan Tech coming up. Yeah, let's see. I'm just trying to mark what we've got here. I want to say I've got the correct starter on the other side there. Little disjointed snap by the Huskies, but Roof able to make the first player miss before a tackle made in the backfield. Jax Hurdle among the players there making the stop for Northern Michigan. They've got Kelby Key, number 41, Xavier Martinez, number 24, Adam Sala, number 3, and Tim Shannon, number 7, as some of the defensive backs in the game. Chance Bridgers and Brady Redmer among the leaders on the defensive line right now. Hurdle, Larkin, Manzo, some of the starters on the linebacking core. Fourth down, the Huskies are going for it. They throw it, and Ethan Champney with the completion. The push is going to get him the first down. Champ was right around that first down marker on the slant route. Good contact by the Wildcats to stop that play, but then the Huskies had their friends come in and help and push that backwards. The initial hold there by Martinez, but again, the Huskies able to make the play and pick up the first down, going for it on fourth down right away. We're 5.5 minutes into the first quarter, 9.5 to go. Huskies with their first possession. Shift of players off to the left side. Collins and Dent in the game for the Huskies. Tight ends will go to that side. Play action. Freeze going to run, tackled around the top of the helmet, and no gain on the play. Makes it back to the 25-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. Designed quarterback keep on that one. Did a bit of a fake towards Roof. Huskies did not really block that well. Number 95, Jamari Mabry, making his way in. The defensive lineman from Chicago really blowing that play up. Huskies will keep the two tight ends set in here on second down. Freeze to throw down the sidelines, diving for it. Champney couldn't hold on. Through the ground, Champney had to lay out in the end zone. He had the step on the defender Key, and now Champney down here. He may have knocked the wind out of himself diving for that one. And we've got a stoppage here as Champney in the end zone down here, and the Husky training staff jogging out there. And hopefully for Champ, it's only just knocking the wind out. Again, he had to lay out for that reception attempt, and he had it in his hands, but then once he connected with the ground, was unable to hang on. And he will get up here and start walking his way toward the sideline. So an incomplete pass there on second down. Freeze just maybe half a step too far to lead his receiver, who had position on the defensive back there. So an incomplete pass brings up third and about 10.5 here for the Huskies at the 25-yard line. 8:39 to go in the first quarter, no score. Wildcats got a quick first down, but then punted on their opening possession. Huskies now with their first possession here. Started at their own 40-yard line, have made it down to the 25, but again, need 10.5 or 11 here to get the first down. Need to get about the 14-yard line. Colin Hicks, number 5, is checked in for the Huskies at that position from Champney. Willis motions. He'll be slot right now, joining Hicks over there. And Freeze looking, firing towards Hicks, and an incompletion. He was looking for that slant route, and once again it was Martinez who was the defensive back in the area there for Northern Michigan. He is a freshman from Chicago, 6'1", 190. Now Michigan Tech will have to bring out special teams, and it will be the field goal team. Kucharski will have to go for about 42 here. It's on the left hash mark. Chandler Ward will snap. Brendan Locke will hold it at the left hash, 32-yard line. Wind at the back of Avery Kucharski. Good snap, good hold. Kick has plenty of distance, and it is good. Good start there for Kucharski. He gets the Huskies on the board with 8:29 to go in the first quarter. Huskies 3, Wildcats nothing. You're listening to Huskies football on Mix 93. Avery Kucharski. Huskies up 3-0 with 8:29 to go in the first quarter. The drive, I believe we have 9 plays, 35 yards. The vast majority of that coming on the opening play there from Jake Roof that went for 30. After that, the Huskies got 6 from a Champney reception and 2 more yards from Roof. But that was all they were able to muster there, and the Wildcat defense held just enough. But Michigan Tech out to the early lead here. Kucharski will have it set up here on the 35-yard line, and Michael Love back to return again for the Wildcats. There's the run-up and the kick, and again trying to keep it generally away from Love. He'll field at the 16-yard line. A little bit of a bobble. He'll step through the original block there and get it to about the 30 or 31-yard line where the Wildcats offense will try again here. Aiden Horde completed a 25-yard pass, but then was also sacked. And Jai Wood gained a total of 3 yards on his 2 carries, ran for a positive 7, but then lost 4 of that on the next carry. And Wildcats will again employ the 2 tailbacks, almost a wishbone style, I guess you'd say, with Luukkonen on the right, Wood on the left. Horde under center. He'll hand off. Luukkonen not going to get much. A couple yards there from the 32 to the 34-yard line. The Wildcats have a second down and 8. Husky defense. Talked about Watson getting the sack there early on. But they will have Schlicht, Lopatina, and Kinney. Isaac Kinney up front. Beagle and Cribben look like they're actually lined up around the same side over there. That right side. Handoff goes up the middle, and a good run there by Luukkonen that time. Gets him just shy of midfield. Will mark his knees down with the football at the 48-yard line, but a first down by Northern Michigan on the ground. Good for about 14 yards. Huskies will also have Sam Ahern closer up to the line of scrimmage here. Terrence and Bazanisi are going to play more man-to-man coverage here, it looks like. Horde. The handoff, that did not go anywhere. Huskies quick to get to it. Chase Ekkonen in there with the Huskies defensive line at first. Looks like Schlicht also one of the players for the Huskies getting that quick stop. Looks like we've got Porter Zeman out there. And Jaden Bolden for Michigan Tech too. Bolden now going to check out. Chung will come back in. Jun Young along with Owen Watson, and Connor Cardell will check in for Michigan Tech. Handoffs to Jahai Wood, and he gets bear hugged immediately by the Huskies. And that looks like it was Greg Lapatina and Josh Cribben in there first for the Huskies. I think that was Lapatina who got the bulk of that one there for the Huskies defensive line. Picked a good week for Greg, perhaps, to get some light shined on him. And we'll see more snaps perhaps today with the absence of Pierce Miller, and you still have Connor Hindenach coming back from his injury. Horde under center. Delayed handoff. Luka Rainen's going to get it across the 50-yard line. Gain of 3 on that one. Not nearly enough, though, and it's going to bring up a 4th and long here for Northern Michigan. At the moment, it looks like they were going to keep the offense out there, but they do make their change, and here comes Halverson and the punt team. Sun going to be in the eyes of Asher Gregory for the most part here in this first quarter. He'll be standing inside his own 15-yard line as Halverson will look to punt. The first punt he had went for 32 yards. Similar punt here would back the Huskies up inside their own 20, and now we've got a whistle and a stoppage, and it looks like a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And the 5-yard penalty will push them back. So perhaps a similar punt now would not be inside the 20-yard line. Huskies could get up with better field position, but we'll see what Halverson has here. Again, his last one, kicking it away from Gregory, didn't get a ton of distance on it. Not really a chance for a return. Asher has been pretty elusive back there on his punt returns so far this season. He's yet to break one. There comes the kick, nearly got to it. Another short punt, and it's going to bounce out of bounds around the 41-yard line. Huskies had a man right in the area there, Desmond Mullen, a sophomore linebacker from Marquette. Nearly got to that one, and it forced a really short punt on that one. As a matter of fact, the net yardage on that one's going to be about 15 yards or so. Actually, I'm marking out with a 43-yard line, so even less than that. About a 13-yard net punt on that one for the Huskies. No chance for Gregory to return, but excellent field position here again for Michigan Tech. Dent will move over left side. Huskies 3 receivers. Handoff Roof. Outside to the left. Tackle made there by the Wildcats. Adam Sala will make the stop after a short gain. Give him maybe a yard or so on that one. Sala, the sophomore from Dearborn. Wildcats shifting their defensive line around a little bit here. Short motion for Dent. Quick pass, looking to throw, rolling right. Stepping up, now he's going to fire it deep towards Michalak, and Brandon slowed down a little bit, couldn't get it. Defensive coverage by Martinez, and incomplete. Michalak kind of looking at his hand a little bit there. Be a tad frustrated he didn't catch that one. Michalak's got that downfield speed, but again, it looked like he just pulled up a little bit on that. And then with maybe a little bit of the breeze behind the football, it pushed it that extra bit that hurt there. So 3rd and 9 for the Husky offense. They'll have 4 wideouts now. Freeze, delayed quarterback run, and once again they cannot get past the defensive lineman, Jamari Mabry. I don't know if that was the design of that play both times to leave that guy unblocked. It doesn't feel like it would be, but sometimes you do try to do some of those types of things and make your man one-on-one, but unfortunately the Huskies have lost that battle each time here, and a loss of a yard on that one means Brendan Locke will have to punt it away for the Huskies. A little bit of a delay on the kick here. Finally, he boots it away, and a Huskies roll inside the 20, inside the 15, picked up around the 13. And once again, the Huskies defense back out onto the field. 3-0 is all we've got here. 3:31 to go in the first quarter of play. Well, a little surprised here that the Huskies offense has not been able to do more against this Northern defense. Last year, of course, the Huskies had just a ton of success. Today, not as much. Wildcats defense a little more stout today than we saw last year. Different quarterback in for the Wildcats. They'll bring in number 12, Duke Schovald. He'll go under center, turn and hand off. Huskies rally to the football and make the stop after a short gain of about 2. That time the handoff goes to number 25, Rouse. Eliza Rouse is a freshman from Kingsford, 5'11", 215. Fair amount of UP players on this team here. Schovald is a freshman from West De Pere, Wisconsin. He'll be in the backfield. Looks like Tucker Welch, number 23, also back there. Schovald wants to throw down the side. A lot of contact between Bazanisi and Michael Love. Looked like a lot of it was initiated by Love. Huskies are at 3.5 yards per play. Actually, let's flip that. The Wildcats are at 3.5 and the Huskies are at just 3. Michigan Tech just 1 of 5 passing here early on. Good news, though, for Husky fans is on that last possession, Champney was back out there. As we expected, I think he just, again, got the wind knocked out of him diving for it. So a third down play. We'll try it again here for the Huskies. Defense. Hard count there by Schovald. Little flinch from the Huskies, but nothing to jump him over the line. Wildcats look for the adjustment here. Beagle playing a little bit more center right now, and Watson on the line off the right side of the defensive line for the Huskies. Schovald's going to keep. He's not going to get very far. Josh Cribben will get his hands on him and pull him down right around that line of scrimmage. And another punt situation here for the Wildcats. So 4th down and another punt time here for the Wildcats. Third time here in the first quarter, 2:20 and counting in this quarter. Chance for the Huskies to have their best field position of the day. They've started at their 41 and their 43-yard line. High snap, kick is away. Fair catch called for at midfield and dropped by Gregory. Ball was loose on the ground. Wildcats all pointing to the fact that they may have it, and we'll get the official mark from the referees. They do have it. There was a lot of traffic around where Gregory was trying to catch that punt. And he wasn't able to secure it cleanly, and Huskies had a couple of players there to go dive around.
Ruling on the field is that the ball was touched by the receiving team and recovered by the kicking team. First down, Northern Michigan.
So the ball is set at the Huskies' 38-yard line. Wildcats will get another chance, and Aiden Horde will be back out to start this series for Northern. Well, an unfortunate turnover there by the Huskies. Hard count there by the Wildcats. Turn around, handoff right up the gut goes Luka Rainen inside the 25. Solid gain on first down there for Northern. That's another first down there. Mark him down at the 22, a gain of 16 on that play. As you approach a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Wildcats looking off to this gain there by the Wildcats of 8. As we approach a minute to go here in the first quarter. Huskies will be offside, trying to get Zeman off the field. And he was still on the field and on the Northern side of the snap there when the snap was taken. So it will be an offside penalty and an automatic first down unless the Wildcats keep what they got there, which would also be a first down.
Illegal substitution, defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
All right, so the Wildcats getting a little something going here. That's what a turnover can do for you. Turnover can put that little bit of a spark, and now Luka Rainen's had a couple of good runs on this drive here, and the Wildcats threatening to score. They did not score last season against the Huskies. If I'm not mistaken, I think they only had 7 against the Huskies the year before. Horde will be under center. Option left, and it is taken out by the Huskies. Owen Watson in there quickly. Not even allowing Horde to pitch on that one. So quick stop by the defense. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Wildcats look like they're going to allow that first quarter clock to just tick away here. And it appears that is exactly what will happen. They're all headed toward the sidelines. So one quarter complete on this Saturday afternoon, a lot quicker than we had for our first quarter at Ferris State last week. It is Michigan Tech 3, Northern Michigan nothing. Wildcats threatening when we come back. You're listening to Michigan Tech football on the home of the Huskies, Mix 93 WKMJ. Pretty nice rush for the Michigan Tech offense to get things going, but that's really been about all of the offense the Huskies have put together here. 1 of 5 passing for just 6 yards, and no other positive rushers yet for the Huskies, whereas the Wildcats benefiting now from that last turnover on the punt have the football at the Michigan Tech 11-yard line and a 2nd and goal coming up here for Northern. Nico Lukarainen, 48 rushing yards, and he's piled some up here in that tail end of the first quarter on this drive. He's in there right now along with Vince Martin. Martin will be on the right side of that little Y formation. Lukarainen will be on the left side of it. Receiver looks like they'll have on either side here. Actually, one of those wide receivers is Jahai Wood, spread out wide right. He's a running back. A little delay before we get things started here with a TV media timeout. Huskies have run 11 plays for 34 yards. Wildcats now run 17 plays for 72 yards. A reminder, last year they had a grand total of 85 total yards of offense. So a bit of a different story here for Northern Michigan this season thus far. We are now ready to go here. 2nd and goal from the 11. Wood motions around. It's a pitch right. Trying to get to the outside. Lukaranen's not going to get there. Good pursuit by Chung and by Ahern and by Beekle for Michigan Tech, not letting Lukaranen get to the corner and turn it around. Excellent work there by the Huskies defense. So 3rd and goal, they lose 3 yards on that play. So the goal to go here will have them on a 3rd and 14. Horde will stay in here. They're going to put, well, they had Wood in the backfield. He'll step out of there now. And now a whistle.
First charged, timeout, Michigan Tech.
I don't know if that was a different look that the Huskies hadn't expected, but a quick timeout taken by their sidelines after Wood lined up as the back on the left side of the T or the Y formation, the wishbone. Then he moved into the slot right, and Huskies quick to take a timeout on that play. Just didn't like what they saw or have the matchup they were looking for there. So now either team has used a timeout in the first half so far. 2 to go for either. 14-14 to go in the half. 3-0 Huskies clinging now to a lead. Wildcats definitely in scoring position here. Their kicker, Michael Carlin, junior from Stanley, Wisconsin. See if I can grab his numbers on the season here so far, because that may be of interest. We'll figure that out here after this 3rd down play. They'll try it again. Huskies will change up personnel. Horde gonna roll right. Little dump pass back to Wood on the left. Good pursuit by Beekle. Stops that one back at the 15-yard line. And a late flag comes in as the Wildcats lose their cool. One of the offensive linemen, I think that's DeMonte Lee, gets a little late shove against one of the Huskies right in front of the official. And not something that the coaching staff is happy with. They are talking to him very closely.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 72. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 9. Those fouls offset. Result of the play, 4th down.
I didn't see what Schlick did there during the play, but that obviously got to the ire of Lee. And what could have been actually a really bad situation there for Northern, because if it hadn't been offsetting penalties, a 15-yarder there might have pushed them out of Carlin's field goal range. Carlin is 6 for 6 on field goals this year, but hadn't attempted one over 40 yards, as long as 36. This one will be from 31. A little bit of a low snap, reeled in, kick from Carlin is up, and it is good. All even at 3. 13:46 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Michigan Tech 3, Northern Michigan 3. You're listening to Huskies football on Mix 93. There for Michigan Tech's defense, put in a tough spot there with the drive at Michigan Tech's 38-yard line following the muffed punt They give up 23 yards on 7 plays, but ultimately a 31-yard field goal for Michael Carlin has to be settled for. The Wildcats even it up 3-3. Huskies will have Bassanisi and Willis to return. Willis will be towards the Northern Michigan sideline. Will be on the right side of the formation there with Dante on the left side of it, both around the 5-yard line. Ball dropped off the tee with the wind there as Carlin will have to set it up again. I'll expect anything here. Wildcats, quite frankly, again, nothing to lose. So they could always go with a short kick. Instead, they bomb it down towards Willis, who fields to the 20. Breaks it far to his left side. Can he get to the corner? He gets to the 30, 35, and will step out of bounds right about there. Huskies will get, again, pretty decent field position on their own 35 or 36-yard line following a return of around 30 by Darius Willis. Offense, though, needs to start finding something here because they've got 34 total yards of offense on 11 plays, 1 for 30 and 10 for 4 yards so far. Looks like they'll have Champney out wide right with Michalak slot right. They'll have Kearns wide left with slot left. Willis. Kearns will now motion through the backfield and get the swing pass. It is incomplete. It is a backwards pass, so the Huskies will force that one out of bounds as Kearns has to knock it away. And right now that Huskies offense just a little bit off. And not an incredibly efficient day for Freeze last week, and now a couple of passes today. They haven't been bad ones. Just a little long for Michalak on one. May have been, again, Michalak slowing down a little bit. A touch long to Champney, and now that one just a little bit high and long on the swing screen for Kearns. Second down, and they lost 5 on that play, so 2nd and 15. Play action. Stepping left, firing down, wide open receiver is Willis. He stops, catches 40, 35, stops again at the 30, and will just step out of bounds there as the defense comes along. Cade Manzo forces that one out of bounds. But a big gain there for the Huskies, and a wide open receiver was Willis. We saw Willis wide open a couple times last year in their contest. This is the first time they've really had a receiver that open here today. Twins left, 1 right for Freeze. Hard count here. We'll look to the sidelines for the adjustment. 12:40 and counting to go in the second quarter. 3-3 the score. Huskies have Willis in motion. It's a handoff to Darius. Cuts it back towards the inside and wrestled down after a gain of 5 to the 25-yard line. I do see Ethan Post out there for Michigan Tech. Unless somebody else is wearing number 52 here today. Did expect that Post was not going to be available for today, but they have what looks like be Ethan at right guard right now, and instead of the expected Canute, unless again they've changed numbers at all. Freeze, second down, steps back, fires to a wide open Michalak, touchdown Huskies! Michigan Tech found the seam open a lot last year, and again today they find Michalak behind the defense up the seam for 6. And Michigan Tech answers the Northern Michigan field goal with a touchdown with 11:54 to go in the second quarter. PAT squad out on the field. Kucharski with a good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Extra points come to you today from the Turvo Agency. Contact Jeff Mickish, Mike Mikula, or Dale Carroll at Turvo Insurance. They can help make insurance simple for you. Turvo Insurance Simplified. 11:54 to go in the second quarter. Huskies 10, Northern Michigan 3. This is Husky football on Mix 93. there as the drive progressed. Started out a little slow with the negative pass there to Kearns, loss of 5, but then 39 to Darius Willis. A quick Willis rush, and then Michalak from 25. Huskies with a 4-play drive, 64 yards, and a touchdown with the extra point from Avery Kucharski, making it 10-3 with 11:54 to go in the second quarter. Huskies will honor their Hall of Fame inductees at halftime here today. Former hockey players Sean Harrison and John Scott, footballer Tim Bedenis, basketball player Ollie Hader, Jennifer Young-Lucas from volleyball, basketball's Sarah Stream-Stanek, football's Tom Van Wagner, Mitch Lake, the longtime voice of the Huskies in a lot of different sports, former president Glenn Mraz, and former facilities manager Dave Nordstrom. Kickoff bounces, it took a Husky bounce. Did it go out of bounds? It looks like it did. Kucharski with a short kick, bounced around the 25 or so yard line and checked backwards. Huskies coverage team was close to it, but it might have bounced its way out of bounds there on the northern sidelines. And it will end up being Northern Michigan football here. Yeah,
free kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 26. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
So almost disaster for the Wildcats there on special teams. They got one special teams break that led to their field goal and almost coughed one up to the Huskies in a bad spot, but they'll take over at the 35-yard line. Horde will stay in for this drive after leading them to their first and only points of the game a little bit ago. Handoff up the middle, goes absolutely nowhere. That's going to lose 2 yards. I believe they went to the tailback Rouse. And now a lineman for the Wildcats is down, and that's not a good situation for them, as they brought only 7 O-linemen with them here today. Their line is quite thin. And we'll have to take a look at which Wildcat player it is that is in some discomfort down there. They had 2 of their offensive linemen come out for the coin toss earlier, along with 2 linebackers as their captains today. And let's see what we have. They're still checking on the Northern player, still down on the field. They'll sit him up here. I think that looks like Chris Bornhoft, number 60. He was one of the captains that came out today. And he is going to have to get helped off the field there by a couple of his teammates. He'll hobble a little bit more now, though. Bornhoft, a redshirt junior from Plainfield, Illinois, 6'3", 305, starting center, listed on the depth chart. So they'll turn to Thomas Kellen, number 77, to move into that center position here, it appears. And Horde will look here. He's got 2 backs behind him. Got Welch and Rouse. And that ball finally gets pitched late. Sam Ahern is right there to stop that one back the 25-yard line. A late flag comes in, and it looks like it's going against the Huskies here.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 41. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Chase Cook gets the penalty on that, and that would have forced a third and very long. They'd marked him down at the 27 where the forward progress had stopped. They needed to get to the 45, so it would have been a 3rd and 18 following the penalty, but the automatic first down on that one. Not a good penalty. Didn't see exactly what happened at the end of the play there, but obviously defensive coordinator Brian Thomas not happy. And Chase wasn't exactly excited over the call that the official got there when it first came out, too. He was surprised that a penalty flag was thrown. Well, Cook will sub out. Zeman, I believe, is coming in his place. Huskies have been rotating through players in general on that defensive side of the ball. Horde throws, looking to this down the sidelines towards Love, and it's incomplete. Bazanisi in coverage there and just too far. Shot taken down the field there for the Wildcats. Why not, I suppose. Thereafter, the penalty gave you a new life at the 42-yard line. New set of downs. Give it a shot, but good press coverage out there for Bazanisi. It's like Terrence on the other side against Pfeiffer playing up on the line of scrimmage as well. Huskies have Chung furthest away from the ball, standing at his own 47, 48-yard line. Option left, there's the pitch. Cribben's gonna chase it down, and a loss on the play there for the Wildcats, once again going to the outside. That was Tucker Welch, and Cribben stopped that one for a loss of 3 on the play, back to the 39. Good discipline by Michigan Tech right now, not biting on anything or getting themselves off of contain. But those option plays, definitely want to stay sound in your coverage where you need to be. Closing in on 10 to go here in the first half. Wildcats with 3rd and 19, or 3rd and 13, excuse me. Horde wants to pass. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Once again, Owen Watson with the sack for the Huskies. I think you should get credit for the full one on that. Isaac Kinney cleaning it up a little bit towards the end, but Horde was already going down, if not all the way down on that play. Watson, yeah, he was down, I think, already, and Kinney coming in, making sure. Excellent work there by the Huskies linebacker, Watson. That should be 2 sacks for him on the day. Huskies going to change things up on the return here. I think that's Lippert back there. Lippert will evade the first round. Now he's got some room in front of him. The 40, 45, 50. There's the block. 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Jackson Lippert. House call on the punt. Good setup on that by Michigan Tech's special teams punt return unit. Jackson Lippert, his first try. All the way, fielded at about the 22-yard line with a man in his kitchen. Then he just turned on the Jets. Good block by Colby Hindenach. And then it was all Lippert. Extra point from Kucharski is good. With 9:03 to go in the second quarter. Huskies 17, Wildcats 3. You're listening to Husky Football on Mix 93. Now he gets to go cover this kickoff here. His heart racing, I'm sure, not only just because he ran 78 yards, but his first touch of the football in his Michigan Tech career goes the distance. He just subbed in for Asher Gregory as Avery Kucharski sets up to kick here. Gregory muffed the last punt. They decided to swap things out, give Lippert a chance, and boy, did it pay off. Extra point was brought to you by the Turvo Agency in Hancock. Kucharski's kick's going to spin and field it at the 6-yard line by Love. He'll try the left side here for the Wildcats, cut back up the middle, and a good open field tackle there made by Desmond Mullen at the 26-yard line. Contact Jeff Mickish, Mike Mikula, or Dale Caro at Turvo Insurance. They can help make insurance simple for you. Turvo Insurance Simplified. They bring you our extra points during all Michigan Tech football broadcasts. Haven't seen a lot of them the last couple of weeks, but 2 of them so far here in this first half of play. 17-3 Huskies. Now 8:57 to go in the first half. Wildcat offense back out there here after the sack ended their last drive. Horde will turn and hand off, trying to go up the middle, and it is into a pile of humanity. It may have gained a yard, maybe even 2 on that one. Didn't even really see who got the carry on that one. I think it's Welch, 23, might have been the ball carrier there. Maybe it was 28, Wood. I think it was 28. Wood and Luukarainen back in there. Option right, pitch goes. Wood, not gonna get there. Second effort, knocks him down at the 21-yard line. Beekle had him originally, couldn't get him all the way to the ground. Forward progress stopping at the 25 where Beekle had him there. A little help from his friend Owen Watson making the final play there for Michigan Tech's defense. 3rd and 11. Now the Huskies starting to feel a little bit of momentum here defensively. All it took was a little bit of run on offense and a big burst on special teams. And the Huskies defense now seems to be playing with a little bit more of that fire that seemed to be lacking early on. Have to get under center quick. Play clock winding down. Horde gets it away. Floats one down the sidelines, looking for Wood. Zeman in coverage, an incomplete pass. A little bit late getting there, though, was Porter Zeman. But good work by Porter to stop the play. And here comes the punt team out there, and Jackson Lippert looking to see, hey, maybe I can do it again. Well, last night, I believe the Calumet Copper Kings football team had back-to-back punt return for touchdowns. Halverson gets this one away. Another high spiraling kick. Lippert fields at the 30. Little juke move there. Not going to get much this time, though, as a couple of Wildcats quickly in coverage on the play. Led by number 86, the long snapper, Luke Staten. Senior from GLIAC. Huskies offense will be back out there after a return of only about 3 yards there for Lippert that time. That'll hurt his average. Just kidding, of course. Asher's going to step in at tailback here for this drive. He'll be offset right side for Alex Freeze. He'll also have 3 wide receivers at his disposal. And Freeze will check. Champney and Willis starting left, Michalak starting right. Tight end also right side here. Willis will now motion across. He'll get the handoff. Tries to get to the edge. He'll get there. Right at the sticks. Looks like he's forced out of bounds. Wildcats Tyler Carnell, linebacker from Wisconsin. Nashotah, Wisconsin. Gets that one for a minimal gain. I think they give him about a yard and a half or so on that. Little end around play. 2nd and about 9. Well, I guess they have the ball marked right at the 33. The down marker was actually in the wrong spot, so it is in fact no gain. Freeze, quick to throw outside towards Champney, a little bit off target again. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Michigan Tech has not had a lot of success on 3rd and very long this season. As you would expect, it's not really a high percentage area, but Huskies have struggled in that. We've mentioned it many games, it seems, this season where they found themselves in these 3rd and very longs. 3rd and 10 right now from their own 33. Champney will be alone on the right side right now. And he's going to run a go route. Floated down the sidelines, a little short, incomplete. Face guarded on the play, but not running into him there was Key. Kelby Key, the Chicago freshman. A lot of Chicago area players here for the Northern Michigan squad. And Key makes the play, bringing Brendan Locke out here, and another punt in today's game with 6:36 to go in the first half. Should be Love back to return this one. Locke, that is a nice kick, driving Love back inside his own 20, inside his own 15, and the Huskies get some hands on him at first, can't get him to the ground. Now it'll be Zeman, and all that running really netted nothing in the end. Gets to about the 14, 15-yard line. I think they mark him down at the 13, so ultimately no real return on that one, despite the elusiveness initially from Michael Love. Champney had a chance at him originally there at the start of that play. And eventually, all worked out for Michigan Tech on the coverage team. So first down for the Wildcats at their own 13-yard line, 6:22 to go in the first half. Handoff up the middle. Luka Rainen's got a lot of running room, 30 to the 35, shoved out of bounds close to the 40-yard line. He just blew right through the middle there, and nobody got a hand on him at first. Big hole to run through there for Nico Lukarainen. Gain on that one was about 25, the 37-yard line where he stepped out. Hindenach, Ekkonen in there on this play for the Huskies with Schlicht, Cribben, Watson, all lined up near the line of scrimmage. Handoff, they try Lukarainen again. Excuse me, that's gonna be Wood, and he managed to stay on his feet as he got to the first down marker and got an extra 5 into Huskies territory to the 48. Jahai Wood, the quick run up the middle. Watson had him, and he stumbled but kept his feet, put a hand down, and got back on balance inside Huskies territory. 2 quick plays from their own 13 to the Michigan Tech 48. Handoff, this time Lukarainen gets buried. Stood up right at the line of scrimmage. And I think that was Beekle and Watson. Take that back, Zeman. They managed to give him a yard on the play. All right, I'm back. Don't know what happened. Thank you. All right, looks like we had a little technical difficulty there. Wildcats at the Michigan Tech 46-yard line after a couple of big plays to start the series. Huskies have now bounced back in the last couple of plays and have stopped Northern pretty effectively here to cause a 3rd and 8. Ball's at the Huskies 46-yard line here. Aiden Horde. 2 backs behind him, Lukarainen and Welch. It's gonna be a handoff to Welch. He's not gonna get a whole lot. The pile will fall ahead to the 43-yard line. Huskies pointing like they have the ball. And let's see what the call is gonna be here. Well, they're going to call fourth down. So they do pick up 3 on that play, and on fourth down here, Wildcats will have to decide if they are going to keep the offense out there or kick it away. Right now, offense on the field. 2:47 and counting. They might just let this clock tick down as far as they can before trying to change possession. And that looks like that's what they're going to do here. A timeout will come as the play clock 3, 2, 1. 2:33 to go in the first half. And the Wildcats have taken their second team timeout. Huskies will have 2 timeouts to work with. I would gather the Wildcats will look to punt it away, but you never know. Try to pin Michigan Tech deep, but at the same time, they've already allowed a punt return for touchdown today. Depends on what they feel for Halverson. His 5 punts today have averaged 33.2 yards. It would pin Michigan Tech pretty deep in their own territory if they got a similar average kick here, if that's what they opt to do. 17-3, Huskies have the lead, 2:33 to go in the first half. Huskies right now bringing their defense out there with the assumption that it was going to be the offense. Instead, it looks like it is the punt team that's there. So the Huskies will bring Ahern off, Lippert on to potentially return here. The rest of the defense is going to be the regular defense. And the kick is away. Goes towards the left sidelines, well out of bounds. I think that landed on the track over there. And now the officials have to decide where it went out of bounds first. They'll mark it at the 27-yard line, and with 2:26 to go, Michigan Tech will have 72 yards to try and get themselves a touchdown. Huskies are also due to get the ball to start the second half, so a possible 2-for-1 situation here if they can make it work. They have 2 team timeouts and the 2-minute timeout to work with here. And the 2 minutes, 22 seconds, and once you get under 2, the clock will stop on first downs. Handoff for Jake Roof on first down. Roof will get to the 30-yard line and stop there. Huskies may let this one tick down to the 2-minute. And it appears that's going to be the case. They're not going to have enough time to get a snap off here. So, 2-minute timeout it is.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Huskies leading 17-3, a 2nd and 7 at their own 30-yard line coming up when we come back. You're listening to Huskies football on Mix 93. Plan here, should they pick up any first downs, how they want to move with urgency if that's the case, or if they don't pick up a first down here on second down, if they want to use time, force Northern to take a timeout to see if they can get the ball back, those types of things, all stuff I'm sure was discussed in that huddle. With 2 minutes to go in the first half, Huskies 17, Wildcats 3. Halftime show coming up is brought to you by Keweenaw Chevrolet GMC. Here on 2nd and 7 from the Michigan Tech 30-yard line. Freeze, short drop, Steps back, fires to the sidelines. Willis does not complete the catch. Would have been inside Northern Territory at about the 47-yard line. A long comeback for him on that one. Coverage by the Wildcats, number 8, Jaquil Brown. And that'll bring up third down here. 1:54 to go. Again, not a normal thing that we see from Willis, not making the catches there. He was going down as he was trying to catch the ball. Comes pressure, it's a screen pass to Roof, and he's got daylight. 40, 45, steps out 47, 48-yard line. And a first down by the Huskies and a stoppage of the clock, both on the first down and the out of bounds here. There was nobody defensively in the area there for Roof, and nobody really for Van Sickle to block for. Ended up being Manzo, I believe, who was the player who forced him out of bounds. They mark him out at the 47-yard line. Gain of 17 on the screen. Hand off to Roof on first down, 50. Bulldozes ahead to the 44. Just shy of the first down marker. No real need for urgency yet for the Huskies. 1:34 and counting. 2nd and 1 inside Northern Territory. Michigan Tech does have 2 timeouts still. And Willis down the seam. It's going to go towards Michalak instead, and he's got it near the 20-yard line. Other side there, right along the hash marks. And Michalak catches, falls down at the 21-yard line. Solid gain there. Pauses the clock. They've now wound it here with 1:10 and counting. Freeze has Willis in motion, fakes to all of that. Here comes pressure, hit as he throws. Hurdle was putting the pressure on the backside there against Freeze. And lucky he got it away when he did. Otherwise you would have had the sack. And with 56 seconds to go, we've got a 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line. The completion to Michalak was good for 23. Huskies will have 4 wide out here now on 2nd down. It's going to go to Roof, and Roof's going to be taken down right away. Rashad Harris, number 45. The defensive line makes the stop. Huskies will take a timeout, it appears, here with 49 seconds
Second
to go.
charge, timeout, Michigan Tech.
Well, it's maybe trying to catch them off balance a little bit here with the run plays. And not necessarily a traditional run time there with less than a minute to go in the half. Out at the 20-yard line or so. And you have 4 wide receivers trying to give every indication you're going to pass. Huskies go at the run and just not fooled there. Halftime show, we'll have our first half highlights towards the end. Also, we'll get you your stats, Pepsi trivia here, and hopefully a little bit of today's Hall of Fame ceremony that's scheduled for halftime down on the field. Right now, though, it's 3rd and 11 from the 22-yard line. Huskies offense here trying to find some more points before half. Freeze, steps back, fires, incomplete. Tight window towards Darius Willis, and Willis heard the footsteps of the defensive back, Tim Shannon, coming, and did not really feel like taking the big shot on that play. So Huskies will have special teams on 4th down with 45 seconds to go. And it's going to be Kucharski. Wind largely blowing in his face, a little off to his right. Ball set down towards the right hash of the 29-yard line. Good snap, good hold. Kucharski, plenty of leg. His kick is good. After a little bit of early season struggles there for Kucharski, he seems to have found it. And 2 field goals for the freshman today make it 20-3 Michigan Tech with 40 seconds to go here in the first half. We'll just hold on to it right here. A reminder that our Hall of Famers set for induction here today, this weekend, honoring this afternoon Sean Harrison, John Scott of hockey, Tim Badenis, and Tom Van Wagner of football. Basketballs, Ali Haydar and Sarah Stream. Volleyballs, Jennifer Young Lucas. Administrators, Dave Nordstrom and Glenn Mraz. And announcer, Mitch Lake. Mitch has the day off from his announcing duties this afternoon. Wes Fromm handling those for us here today. Pfeiffer and Love back to return the kickoff attempt here from Kucharski. I'll have it again near his left hash. Kick will be a spinning one that will be fielded. Not fielded. I think Kastner got it. Micah Love had to run up for it, and he bobbled it, and Kastner has the ball. Michigan Tech football at the 22-yard line. And with 37 seconds left and 1 timeout to go, Huskies cooking for another possible score here before half. Second special teams blunder of the first half for Northern Michigan. They gave up a punt return for a touchdown, and now a muff on the kick here gives Michigan Tech's offense another chance. Champney was trying to let Freeze know, dude, nobody's covering me right now. Freeze rolling, stepping, back to his right. And he's going to tuck this one and step out of bounds up the original line of scrimmage. Pause the clock at 28 seconds. He was looking to go left and then had to scramble back right. Don't really think he could square up well enough to get it towards Willis, who had reasonably tight coverage on him, but could have possibly fit one in. But room was getting limited there as he was making his way towards the sideline back corner pylon area. So 2nd down and 10, the 22-yard line. Champney switches to the slot, dragging across the front. He'll get a completion, 15, 10, bullied down to about the 7. And the clock will stop at 20 seconds as they set the chains. Huskies hustling to the line here. And whistled for play here. Flag thrown, and the Huskies did not have everybody set, it looked like, or an illegal formation. Not enough on the line of scrimmage. Shouldn't have been a false start, but I guess we'll find out from our head referee exactly what it was.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty, still first down. To avoid a 10-second runoff, Michigan Tech is taking their 3rd and final charged timeout.
So because it was a false start, they went ahead and marked that one as a 10-second runoff needed or
Please
a team
reset
timeout.
the game clock to 20 seconds. 2-0.
So we back up to 20
Thank
seconds
you.
here. As you hear, we had a bit of an interesting call or situation with that in, was it the Lions game, I think, this past week in the NFL? The Vikings had a similar spot where they went and spiked the ball, but they had an illegal formation, not enough on the line of scrimmage. But because it wasn't a false start, it wasn't a, it wasn't a clock running type of penalty, so no runoff was necessary on that. kind of weird sometimes. It depends on what the referees call as the actual penalty. So 20 seconds are on the clock here. And the Huskies offense with a 1st and goal now from the 12. Freeze fakes the handoff, throwing towards the end zone, looking and incomplete. Coverage out there by Key. And Champney wondering how in the world there wasn't a flag out there. I agree. It looks like the left arm of Key had his hand on, maybe even in the shoulder pads of Champney, kind of pulling him or holding him down. No flags. Clock at 16 seconds for 2nd and goal. And Freeze steps up across the middle. It's picked off. Intercepted on the play by the number 19, Cade Manzo, in the end zone. I don't know if Freeze just didn't see it, but Manzo was right there. And Huskies had a golden opportunity handed to them for a chance at extra points before half. And unfortunately, it got squandered here. It looks like the Wildcats are going to kneel out the final play of the first half. And indeed they will. Still a 20-3 lead for Michigan Tech after the first half. Could have been more, but it was obviously less for a little bit there. 3-3 was the score at one stage, but Michigan Tech has now rattled off 17 consecutive. And a 20-3 halftime lead for the Huskies. Players are going to clear the field, and we're going to get our Hall of Fame inductees coming up here. So let's just hold this here for the time being. Nice to see Ali back in the area here. I don't think I've seen Ali since he graduated. One of my favorite Husky basketball players of all time. Just really enjoyed watching him play and just enjoy the game. Been playing professionally overseas for a little while too, as far as I can remember. Not sure if he's still actively playing overseas right now or not, but as we get ready for the ceremony here, Wes Fromm will guide us through.
Fans, it's now time to recognize our Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Fame class of 2024, which was inducted at a ceremony last night. Welcoming each inductee to the field is Michigan Tech Vice President for Athletics and Recreation, Dr. Suzanne Sandregret. Tim Benenis was a starting offensive guard on the football team from 1977 to 79. He was an all-conference selection, team captain, and all-academic team member. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Tim Benenis. Ali Haydar was a two-time All-American basketball player from 2009 to 13. He was twice named GLIAC Player of the Year, holds the school record for most rebounds. Haydar has played professionally in Lebanon and Canada since leaving Michigan Tech. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Ali Haydar. Sean Harrison ranks 20th in career points, playing hockey for the Huskies from 1986 to 1990. Harrison was the 1989 WCHA scoring champion and was honored on the All-WCHA first team that season. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Sean Harrison. Jennifer Young-Lucas played volleyball for the Huskies from 2005 to 2008. She earned all AVCA All-America honors in 2008 and was a four-time All-GLIAC selection, including 3 times on the first team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Jennifer Young-Lucas. Mitch Lake is the voice of the Huskies for basketball and volleyball teams, also the PA announcer for the John McInnes Student Ice Arena and Curley Stadium. The current hockey section is named in his honor, the Mitch's Misfits. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, the great Mitch Lake. As Michigan Tech's 9th president, Glenn Mraz was instrumental in the creation of the Tech Trails. He helped Michigan Tech hockey return to national prominence, winning the WCHA in 2016 and 17, and returning to the NCAA tournament in 15, 17, and 18. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Glenn Mraz. Dave Nordstrom was an employee at the Michigan Tech Student Development Complex from 1984 to 2018. He was also Associate Athletic Director from 2011 to 18. He oversaw athletic facilities and received the 2009 Ken Hamer Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Dave Nordstrom. John Scott played 126 games for the Hockey Huskies from 2002 to 2006. He went on to play in 286 NHL games and was named MVP of the 2016 NHL All-Star Game. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, John Scott. Sarah Stream Stanek played basketball from 2004 to 2010, holds the school record for assists. She was the 2005 GLIAC Freshman of the Year, a 4-time All-GLIAC selection, including 3 years on the first team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Sarah Stream Stanek. Tom Van Wagner was a 2-time All-Conference offensive lineman for the Huskies, playing from 1973 to 1975. He anchored the offensive line for the undefeated in conference championship 1974 team. How about that beauty of a jersey, folks? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Tom Pigpen Van Wagner. And Katie Wysocki Nowak is the all-time leader in scoring and rebound for the basketball Huskies, playing from 2006 to 2010. She was an All-American and GLIAC Player of the Year, along with Sarah Stream, taking the Huskies to 2 Elite Eights. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Famer, Katie Wysocki Nowak. And there you have it, your class of 2024 Michigan Tech Sports Hall of Fame, with one bonus addition with Katie Wysocki being inducted in 2022.
The Miners' Cup, the symbol of UP football dominance. The Huskies take pride in owning it for a decade and a half.
Coming up here for my first official visit, I remember walking through the doors of the SDC, all the coaches standing there waiting at that front lobby, and right next to that is that showcase where the Miners' Cup has been sitting for the last 14 years. And so that's kind of the first time I heard about the rivalry, and obviously I've heard about it constantly every year since then. So, you know, it's been something that's always talked about among players and coaches here.
I think the first time I really heard about it wasn't until I was actually up here playing football, and yeah, there's a little bit of buzz around it, you know, going through like camp and like the rest of the season. But once it came to NMU week, there's definitely a lot more energy going on.
Coach Thomas's brother was actually my DC at Lake Orion, where I went to high school. Like the whole recruiting process with Northern Michigan and Michigan Tech, of course, like you learn about that rivalry when you come on visits here and at Northern, and especially here, we've been dominant for the past 13 years, 14 years, 15 years.
Both of us usually have to travel quite a distance to play against all these other teams, and yeah, it's kind of a backyard battle, even though we're still a good distance from each other. But yeah, there's seems like the whole UP kind of comes together to pay attention to this sort of game, no matter what sport it is.
It's like Michigan, Ohio State. As much as that's a big broad, this is the UP of Michigan, Ohio State.
For many current players, the highlight of the streak came with last season's 62-0 pasting of the Wildcats right in their own home.
Debuting our white-on-white jerseys, of course, playing over there at the Dome, and kind kind of dominating the game from all three aspects: offense, defense, and special teams. And of course on defense, putting a goose egg up for them. So I'd say that was my most memorable moment.
We pride ourselves on our run defense. We usually, every game, set to hold teams to at least less than 100 yards rushing. So we put a lot of attention to detail, a lot of energy towards stopping the run. So definitely nice to see like the fruit of our labor, especially against a team like our rival, like Northern Michigan. It makes sense because we're bringing that much more attention to detail and that much more energy and juice during the week towards that, and it's awesome to see that it really pays off in a game that like really matters to us.
It'll be Freeze, the quarterback, looking for a block, got the block, and just like that, it is 30-0. Well, Alex Freeze is having himself a day, isn't he?
Everybody was clicking on offense. The offensive line played great. Will had a great game. Freeze almost broke a couple records that game, and D-Will, of course. Glad he's back this year. It's just Freeze be able to click. When we give Freeze time, he's the best quarterback in the league. And just him being able to play uncontrolled in his own mind, be able to do what he wants to do. We're the best team, and especially when we're playing Northern, it's just up another notch.
To have the ball in my hands, it's always something cool, and especially to do it against our rival at their place. One of my favorite moments of my career was that fumble recovery for a touchdown. First thing going through my head once I get in the end zone is turn around and celebrate with my team, because it's not for personal achievement, but it's for the team at that point.
Great rivalries are marked by ebbs and flows through time. This team, however, wants to keep the recent Husky flow going.
The more I play in it, the more I realize how awesome it is to be a part of it. And like, I've played in 3 games already, and that's only a quarter of the total amount of games that we've won in a row. So there's like so much more to it. There's so many more players in the past that this game means a lot to them as well. So there's more pressure, it seems like, this week to like keep that streak alive and to continue winning. And yeah, we definitely got to bring it every single year. And I think I realize more deeply every single year how big this game is for the program to have something like this.
Obviously, we want to win the Miners Cup for the team that we have right now, in the room we have right now, but also to think about the guys that started this streak 13, 14 years ago. It's pretty cool to think about that. We're continuing what those guys have started and what other teams have done in the last 14 years. And so it's not only for us as a team, but for all the past Michigan Tech teams that have continued that streak.
It's a lot of fun to go down there and whoop their butts when we beat them 62-0 last year at their place. Great atmosphere because everybody in the UP comes and watches that game. But nothing's better than being at home in front of our fans, in front of our students. I would say playing at home is a lot better.
And while it's great looking back on the past, make no mistake, the focus is on this calendar year.
Especially as a team captain, I'm striving to push this team to beat Northern, beat them worse than we did last year, to keep the cup back at home.
It's cool to always look back at the 13, 14 we've had in the row, but it's all about this year, and it's about getting this one. It doesn't matter that it's the 15th one. Yes, it does matter, but it matters that Michigan Tech beats Northern this year and continues that streak and continuing to get on the right track of this season and just continue to build the confidence of the guys who are in the locker room, and also just make the UP proud of keeping the Miners Cup in Houghton.
For Husky Vision, this is Greg Christopher.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
with their performance and are now making their way off the field here this afternoon. They will also have the second half to play here today, but the Michigan Tech hockey contest coming up tonight, set for 6:07 against the Golden Knights of Clarkson. And last night for the Huskies, it was a 4-1 loss at the hands of Clarkson. They'll look to rebound here tonight, and you can hear the pregame show starting at 5:30 here on Mix 93 WKMJ. Michigan Tech volleyball is also going to be playing here today, though they are not at home. They'll take on the perennial power that is the Grand Valley State Lakers, and head coach Matt Jennings had this to say about the Lakers.
Grand Valley, I think right now, is as good as they've been. It's a testament to their team and Coach Jason. He's got the pieces, and he's making those pieces work, I think, really, really well. They have arguably the best player, one of the best players in the league. They do really, really good things in the middle. They have this nice 6-2 action where their setters are attacking as well. So it adds a little bit of uniqueness to what they do, but it's Grand Valley. We've battled very well these two teams these last few years. When both teams have been up and down or even, we respect each other, and we know that we can go down there and win this game. It's interesting this year in the GLIAC. It's an uneven schedule, so again, this is the only time we get these two teams, and so I think naturally there's a little bit more to it.
So Huskies taking on Grand Valley this afternoon in GLIAC volleyball play, and you can follow along with that Flow Sports and at MichiganTechHuskies.com. Also keep an eye on the social media feeds, and for any and all Michigan Tech sports updates, you can look at the Huskies social media pages or MichiganTechHuskies.com. Well, the Huskies hold a 20-3 lead here at halftime in today's football contest, and let's tell you how we got there. For the first score of the game, it was a field goal the Huskies had to settle for, a 42-yard kick for Avery Kucharski. Finished off a 9-play, 35-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 20 seconds. 8:29 to go in the first quarter. It was Huskies 3-0. Then Michigan Tech actually coughed up the football on a muffed punt, gave the Wildcats new life on their drive, and 7 plays, 23 yards, 3:11 off the clock with 13:46 to go in the second quarter. Michael Carlin responds with a 31-yard field goal himself. And we had a surprisingly big duel at that point. Huskies, though, started to figure things out a little bit. Offensively, a 4-play, 64-yard drive against Brandon Michalak, wide open for a Michigan Tech touchdown. Big play from Lippert gets the Huskies on the board next. That was at the 9:03 mark with that punt return. It was a big run there for Jackson. His first time touching the football on offense for Michigan Tech in, well, I guess it wasn't even offense, but his first time touching the ball for Michigan Tech. Overall, just that substitution in there. Asher Gregory has been the regular returner all season, but after that muff, the Huskies decided to go to the youngster Lippert from Walled Lake Western, and the freshman delivers on the play for 78 yards and a 17-3 lead after the Kucharski kick there. Michigan Tech would add on a field goal towards the end of the half, 40 seconds to go. Kucharski good from 39 yards out, a 9-play, 51-yard drive that took a minute and 46 seconds. Huskies would then get the football back after the kickoff ends up being fumbled and loose. Patrick Kastner falls on the ball. Huskies get it inside Northern Michigan territory at the 21-yard line. Unfortunately, they squander the opportunity as Alex Fries ends up throwing an interception with a few seconds to go in the half. Wildcats kneel it out, and that is where we ended up here with a 20-3 score at halftime. So it's not quite as high scoring as it was last year. That's certainly the case, as the Huskies put up 62 against Northern Michigan last year. Wildcats are definitely putting up a bigger battle here today. Huskies will have to do some work to get to nearly 500 yards of total offense if they want to match last year. Meanwhile, Northern Michigan has already surpassed last year's total offense. Again, a bare minimum of 85 yards of offense for them last year. Right now, they're already at 91. So that's how we got to where we're at. Pepsi trivia question again was still out there for you to name the last opponent Michigan Tech faced that did not complete a pass against them. If you know that answer, 483-4054 is a telephone number to call. Wildcats did not complete a pass in each of their last 2 games here this season, and of course were held to that limited offense against the Huskies last season. So that is our halftime show. It was sponsored by Keweenaw Chevrolet GMC in Houghton. Once again, you can stop by their dealership, and they feature a 5-quart synthetic oil change and multi-point inspection. Top off of all the fluids, just $59.99. Keweenaw Chevrolet GMC in Houghton. Your second half is on the way. Huskies will be set to get the opening kickoff, and that second half kickoff is brought to you by Fine Line Tire in Hancock and Fine Line Tire Express in Houghton, where we serve you, the guest. Goal line by Darius Willis, breaking it up the right side, forced out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So Willis will set the Huskies offense up there. After a missed opportunity there at the end of the first half to really extend upon the lead, they'll get their chance now with this first possession of the second half. And Freeze will have Jake Roof behind him. He'll line up with 3 receivers to start off this second half. Turn around and hand off to Roof. Right side he goes. Falls ahead to the 27-yard line. Gain there of about 4 and a second down. And neither team was very effective on third downs, and easiest way to convert third downs is, well, to not get into a third down situation first and foremost, but secondly would be to make those third down opportunities short. And the Huskies can do that by gaining positive yards on first and second down. Freeze, little delay, dump off to Roof to the 30 and 35, shoved out across the 40-yard line. Swing pass there, gets him to the 41-yard line, and a Michigan Tech first down. Gain of 14 on the play. And Jake Roof getting involved here in the first couple of plays here. Roof was over 40 yards receiving and had a screen pass that put his total up to near 60 yards of total offense in the first half. And now we started off with a couple of nice plays here. Freeze, fake handoff. It's going to go and end around to Michalak, looking for the seam, and he's not going to get one. Michalak hasn't had a whole lot of runs in his career and definitely didn't get any others this season. That one was an interesting design, and unfortunately the Huskies couldn't really get that gap lined up too well for Michalak to get up to speed. 2nd and 9. Ball at their own 42-yard line. Three-step drop, Airing it down the field. Wide open is Michalak. He's got it. 10-5 touchdown. Brandon Michalak with the home run again for the Michigan Tech offense. It's 26-3. Well, they tried the run play with Michalak and then decided, you know what, let's do what we do well with Brandon. Send him deep. Freeze found him in stride behind the defense. And the Huskies tack on to their first half lead. Kucharski's going to come in for the extra point. And the kick, though, no good. Wide right on the play, so it'll remain 26-3 with 13:04 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Huskies football on Mix 93. Four plays, 77 yards, 58 of which coming to Brandon Michalak for Alex Freeze in his second touchdown pass of the game. Huskies now leading 26-3 with 13:04 to go in the third quarter. Unfortunately, Avery Kucharski, who's been good on his field goals here today and the other extra points, misses out on that one, so 26-3 instead of 27-3. 26 matching his jersey number. That's anything more than just a coincidence. So he'll line this one up, and the Huskies, when they've been kicking it this direction here so far, have caused some problems. As a result, Pfeiffer is the only one back to return right now. Kick is up, and it will bounce, and Pfeiffer will pick up on the bounce. He will be taken down, open field stop by Patrick Kastner again on special teams. He recovered the muff the last time, and really not much room for Pfeiffer to go there. Huskies defense sets themselves up or special teams really sets the defense up in good position here inside the 15 at the 12, and Kucharski again doing a good job on those kickoffs. Wildcats have to adjust a little bit, I think, there and bring their return team up a little bit. Aiden Horde looks like he's back in, staying in at quarterback. He came out for one series for Shovald and has otherwise been in there the whole time. Turns and hands off up the middle. Minimal gain, if anything, as Lukarainen's the ball carrier. Doesn't get a whole lot as the Huskies defense. Beagle led it, and it was cleared up by Kinney and Schlicht. Good job by Beagle filling the gap. Play clock is at 12 seconds. Horde gets under center now. Love will motion. They want to throw. It's going to be a quick one towards Love, and it's incomplete. Beagle might have gotten a hand on it. Either that or it was just wide of Love. Horde and Love will talk it over a little bit there. Beagle was in good position, though, and whether or not he got a hand on it, he may have at least forced that one a little wider than it needed to be, or than they wanted it to be, and that resulted in the incompletion. So good coverage there by Hunter Beagle. Once again, just having a great season. And really one of those players who, once he graduates after this season, is going to be a tough one to replace. And we've got Horde looking to float one down the sidelines, incomplete. And it looks like possibly an offside here, although the Huskies, I think, wanting a false start called. We'll see.
Illegal shift. Offense. Number 10 and number 83 were both in motion and did not reset. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it wasn't a false start necessarily, but 2 players moving and not allowed to do that before getting fully set. So the Huskies declining the penalty to bring it up to a 4th down. And Lippert will be just on his side of midfield here for a potential return. Huskies may bring a little extra heat on this one with the punter standing in his own end zone. He will barely get it away. Again, the Huskies were right in the kitchen on that one. Lippert's just going to get away from this. It's going to roll. Really big one for Northern, though. All the way inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Des Mullen once again right there, nearly getting to this. A little run to the right side there, and Mullen, man, he had to be an inch or so away from getting his hand on that football. But worked out for Northern as they definitely flipped the field there all the way back to the Michigan Tech 18-yard line with that play. Best punt of the day certainly for the Wildcats, at least in terms of the results. Huskies offense back to the field here after the big touchdown to Michalak. It's a swing pass out to Gregory, looking for some blocks, gets a couple, and will pick up a couple yards in the process. They'll give him around 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for Michigan Tech. Huskies will spread their 3 wide out to the right side, and everybody flinched. Well, there goes that 5 yards.
Start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
I don't know that it was just Danon. He gets the flag on that one, but Huskies wide receivers on the outside kind of all flinched as well. So really it was the whole right side of the Michigan Tech offense that got moving on that. So Asher gives you 5, and the flag takes it away. So 2nd and 10. Willis joins the right side, 2 right, 1 left. Freeze steps back, throws a quick one to Champney, makes the reception, has all the penalty yardage back and the 1st down ahead of the 31-yard line. And Champney a little bit hobbled getting up there. He may have gotten his ankle or leg rolled up on a little bit there. You'll have to jog it off a little bit. Colin Hicks will step in his place. Handoff goes to Gregory, busts through the line, almost got all the way through. Ball is loose. Wildcats all pointing like they have it. It's right in front of their bench. And it will be Northern Michigan football, and Asher Gregory, for the 2nd time today, puts the ball on the ground.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. 1st down, Northern Michigan.
Yeah, I caught the replay a little bit late, but it definitely looked like the ball was out before he came down, forced out there by the Wildcats linebacking crew. Tyler Carnell forcing that fumble. Yeah, ball was definitely out, and then it hit the back of Asher's foot and went away from him. So Wildcats the ball inside Northern territory, and the first handoff barely evading a bunch of people back there. And Michigan Tech looking for a flag now because some more activity happening after that. Schovald is back in at QB right now, though. 2nd series we've seen him today. No flag comes out for what the Huskies were asking for there. And Schovald will look to the side. 2nd and 10 at the Michigan Tech 37-yard line after the fumble. Play action. Schovald wants to go deep, and he'll go towards Michael Love, and it's incomplete. coverage by Bazanisi out there, and a 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Wildcats. Really looked like a pretty limited route tree over there, and then Shovald didn't give Love much of a chance to catch that one at all. Well out of bounds. Wildcats trying to get their players set up here. Plenty of time on the play clock, though. Little motion there for Shovald towards his receivers. And he's going to roll right. Here comes Ahern. He steps around him. Can't get through Cribben, and down he goes. Ahern coming around, forced it back towards the inside. Josh Cribben was there. He got him around the feet. And an excellent play there for the Huskies defense. Had Shovald been able to outrun Cribben, the corner was open. I don't know if he had enough yardage to get to a first down there, but perhaps enough to at least make Coach Richardson think about it on 4th down. Instead, now they have no choice but to go and punt it away. Huskies don't get very close to this one, but it's not a great kick. Again, well out of bounds here. And Halverson smacking himself on the helmet. He is not happy with how that one was let go. Halverson today has been hit or miss. Fortunately for him, mostly miss. One of his best punts of the day was returned for the touchdown. One earlier this quarter was definitely his best one in terms of net yardage at least. But that one goes out of bounds the 26-yard line, so not much of a flip of the field there for the Wildcats. Huskies will come out with dueling tailbacks on either side of Alex Freeze here to start this drive. He'll hand off to one of them. That's Jake Roof. A big gap up the middle, and Roof across the 40 down to the 43-yard line. Big run for Roof. And it's a formation we haven't seen a lot of so far for the Huskies this season. A few times, but not a lot. And Roof capitalizes there for a nice gain. They'll go to it again. Roof bounces to the outside this time. Little cut back. Falls down at the 48-yard line. Another solid gain there for Roof of about 5. Champney making his way back out onto the field again after he hobbled off a little bit after the catch on the last drive. Looks like he's doing all right here. 2nd and 5. And the Huskies now going to bring Willis to the left side with Champney. Play action, looking, stepping up towards Willis, nearly picked off. Sala had his hands there, floated a little bit softly towards Willis by Freeze. Looks like Coach Metlack gives Alex a little bit of a yell, if you will, on that one. He didn't like the throw there from his QB. Definitely gave the defensive back too much time to go ahead and rally to that football. 3rd and 5, still a manageable spot here for the offense. Keeping those 2 backs in the backfield, 3 receivers. Play action here. Firing down the sidelines. Champney's the man that's there, and it looks like it's picked off at the 20-yard line. And it is intercepted. I think that is Brown, number 8. Jaquil Brown. So I guess the proverbial arm punt on that one. Back at the 20-yard line. Just tried to find Champney down there one-on-one. Huskies are trying to pick on some of these defensive backs. They don't have the most in the way of veterans back there. Brown is a redshirt sophomore, but they've also gone with some freshmen on those corner spots today too. But for Freeze, that is his 2nd interception of the day. And despite some of the big throws for big yards, he's under 50% completions, and now 2-2 touchdowns and picks. Horde is back out there now this drive after Shovald got the last one. Option to the right. There's the pitch. He's got Wood out there, and Wood will be cut down by Ahern after a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Huskies rolling through a bunch of different defensive backs out there as well. Just a different defensive lineup really for the Huskies here today. As quite honestly, Watson and Beekle have really swapped spots for the most part. Beekle's been playing a lot of middle. Watson's been playing off the edge a little bit more. I think that's more because Watson's got some more size, able to take on those blocks a little bit, seal that edge off better, and then Beekle can bust through the seams of the line, and he did so right there to help bring down Aiden Horde after a gain of about 5 or 6, near the first down marker, just shy of it though. Needed to get to the 30, and they're about the 29.5. But you use Watson and then those D linemen to try to eat up some of the blocks and free up Beekle to make the tackles. Seems to be the game plan a little bit more. Watson, of course, played some of that alley position there before he moved to the middle prior to last season. Handoff up the middle. He looks like he got the first down, but not much else. Pretty good sized hit in the middle there as Luke Aranen got the initial handoff. He got popped on the play by Zeman, but he got just enough for the first down. He got a full yard, needed only about half of one. So 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line, under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. 26-3, Huskies have the lead. Horde once again hands off to the fullback up the middle, and not really any daylight there for him. Luke Aranen stopped on the play. I think that's Connor Hindenach who was in there. And Connor kind of grabbing a little bit towards his elbow area. I think he's okay, but you know, again, he was banged up a bit earlier this year, missed a few games for the Huskies. Right now with Pierce Miller out today, they need some of that depth at the defensive tackle spot. He and Greg Lapatina rotating through for the most part. Little quick play out to the right side. It's a slant pattern, and somehow the pile goes for like an extra 7 yards. Number 10, that is Isaac Olson, the receiver, making the reception. And then the Huskies just couldn't quite bring him down. Gain of about 12 on the play. The 43-yard line and a Northern Michigan first down. They had him stopped prior to the first down, but again, the extra effort there, able to get the yardage needed. There'll be 2 receivers now to either side here for Horde. Now 3 of 7 passing on the day. Hand off to the up back. Gain of 2 on the play. That's Luke Aranen again. It's such a quick handoff on those. So Luke Aranen's on the left side of that T formation there. Horde turns out of the out from under center to his right, spins all the way around to get the handoff to the tailback, or the fullback, I guess I would say. Take a longer look here at the sidelines for this. Horde's gonna run left, look to throw, plants his feet to the outside, looking for the receiver, and there's a flag. Incomplete. Isaac Olson, the intended target, and they're going to get Jared Terrence for a pass interference on the play. I don't know that I like it. Well, officials are all going to talk it over here near that flag. I doubt that it's going to come back at all, though. They'll discuss. See if we can get another replay on that at any point, though. But
pass interference, defense, number 22, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's not a great call in my opinion. I'll see here how early did JT get to that. I think he met the ball there at yeah. I know it's a bang-bang thing that happens live, but man, that looked like really good coverage by Terrence on that play. I think he got hosed. But, my opinion, not important. Those that are in the stripes on the field, theirs is what matters. They deemed it to be a penalty. And the Wildcats get the ball to Northern Michigan 40-yard line as a result. .320 to go in the third quarter. 26-3, Huskies have the advantage here. And Wildcats back into Huskies territory to see if they can claw back in. Handoff, not there. Isaac Kinney and Greg LaPatina stuff that one. As Jahai Wood got the ball, and as soon as he got the ball, he got wrapped up. No gain on the play. Good work by those two guys up front on that play. 2nd and 10 from the 40. 3 receivers will be spread out here for the Wildcats right now. Huskies playing pretty tight coverage for the most part. Horde's going to drop back. Long drop back. Pressure comes. Rolling. Finally throwing and completing. Short gain, it looks like, for Michael Love as Bazanisi in coverage comes in and makes the hit. Horde was well behind the line of scrimmage, trying to buy some time. They gain about 5 in the end. Horde was being chased by Cribben, and then Schlicht coming in later as well. Third down. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Horde looking like he wants to throw again. Rolling left, throws left, and it looks like it's completed. Another flag is down here in the defensive backfield. I don't know if the ball actually got to the line of scrimmage. They're going to, or not the line of scrimmage, but the line to gain. Oh, yeah, I guess it did, the way he was coming forward for it. Officials again taking a bit of time to discuss this one.
Pass interference, offense, number 6. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, 3rd down.
So they call an offensive pass interference against Sam Pfeiffer on the play. Aiden Horde is talking to the referee, telling him what actually happened on that play, but again, call is not going to change. And yeah, Pfeiffer basically ran right through the Michigan Tech defensive back, Terrence, who was in coverage there. So he's allowed to run his route, but that one was pretty gratuitous in terms of running straight through Terrence. Good replay by the guys back in the booth over there. So that brings up 3rd down and now 20 yards to go. Back at midfield. Again, normally a very obvious passing down, but the Wildcats may run it anyway. They will do a delayed handoff to Wood. He will get originally touched up there by Cribben, and then another late hit as Zeman gets knocked over the top. And who did the Huskies have on the bottom? Is that Watson? And who else? Beagle, of course. So that was a gain of a couple. Nope. Yeah, a couple yards on that one. And it is 4th down. And here comes the punt team once again for Northern Michigan. They have punted 8 times already today. This will be their 9th punt of the game. Huskies going to bring some heat on this. Halverson gets it away. It's a spiraling kick. Bounces at the 15, inside the 5, and stopped down by the Wildcats at around the 3-yard line. make it the 4-yard line here, and the Huskies will start with their most challenging field position of the day with 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 26-3, Huskies maintaining the lead. Huskies look like they've got Roof in the backfield there by himself now with Freeze, as opposed to the 2 running back situation they employed for the bulk of that last series. Quick pass to the outside, Champney, the reception to the 10-yard line. Gain of about 6 or 7, depending on where they mark him down. It looks like they are going to have him at the 10-yard line. Gain of 6, and that'll be the last play of the third quarter. Michigan Tech 26, Northern Michigan 3. Fourth quarter's coming up next. You're listening to Husky Football on Mix 93. Clock. It's time for the fourth quarter. Huskies 26, Wildcats 3. Michigan Tech with a 2nd and 4 at their own 10-yard line as we start the quarter here. Michigan Tech 293 yards of total offense through 3 quarters on 42 plays. Northern Michigan 48 plays, 123 yards. Right now the Wildcats 30 minutes of possession time. Huskies just 15, so even if Michigan Tech actually possessed the ball for the entirety of the fourth quarter, Wildcats would win the time of possession battle. So they have done something good for themselves today in the sense that they have possessed the ball and they have limited the amount of possessions perhaps that the Huskies would have, although 9 punts for Northern Michigan today might allude a little differently to that. But nonetheless, they are doing what they want to do a little bit more, and that is possess the ball, keep the opposing offense off the field a little bit more. And in today's game, at least, that has limited the scoring for Michigan Tech just a little bit. So it'll be a 2nd and 4 here from their own 10-yard line as soon as the media break is over there for the television broadcast today. Again, it's broadcast on TV6 with Dave Ellis, Mark Evans today. Nice conversation with them during the tailgate show earlier. And ready to go here. Freeze going to turn and hand it off. Jake Roof up the middle he goes. He's got close to a first down. I think he's got enough for first down yardage there. Again, it kind of all depends on the spot. It looks like they're going to mark him just short. Just short of that first down. I mean, this might be the old bring out the index card that we saw in the NFL a couple years back. Freeze will go to Roof again. He's caught in the backfield. Loss on the play of about 3, back to the 11-yard line, and no choice but to bring Locke out to kick it away. Man, that spot really ends up coming back to bite him. So Locke will be standing in his own end zone. Again, the wind is a bit at his back here. And he gets off a nice kick. Fair catch called for, but not quite made as he bumps it out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. And we've got a flag down here. So a good kick of about 50 yards or so for
Illegal
Luck.
substitution, 12 players on defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot results in a first down.
Well, that one hurts for Northern Michigan. They made the big stop on third down, and then they go ahead and give it back by having 12 players on the field. Huskies offense back out there. That's going to burn Coach Richardson on the backside a little bit. He cannot be happy about that. Again, you got to know your position out there. And usually, I mean, at least on our side anyway, I can see our coaching staff for Tech in the booth next to me counting up the amount of players on the field. Alex Bueno is going to step in here for the Huskies right now. Actually looks like a lot of the second team offense on the field right now in terms of the skill positions for the Huskies. Hindenach, the tailback. Peter Antonio, the tight end. Handoff goes to Colby. Pick up a couple yards. Also with Hicks, Hull, and Kearns out there. Offensive line is the starting group of O-linemen. Or at least, I guess, the consistent group of O-linemen out there. Right now, we've got Grant O'Brien at right guard. Van Sickle still in there at center. I think we've managed to see Post in a little bit today at right guard. Canute was supposed to play there too. Right now it's O'Brien. Handoff, Hindenach. He's got a bunch of room to run. 35 and 40-yard line slung down there. There was a big gap for the Huskies to run through right there. And Hindenach makes a nice play. I think Coach Milbrath's actually upset with him for not making that a bigger run. I don't know if he misread something or what exactly happened. Now a Wildcat player looks like he's cramping up and down at about midfield, so Huskies were bringing Patrick Kastner in at tailback. Whether or not I'm assuming they could keep
Timeout on the field for an injured defensive player. Please reset the game clock to 12 minutes, 40 seconds. 12:40. Thank you.
So Hindenach, well, that might have been more of a thing with how he marked the first down and not really basketball shot. It was a one hand as he's motioning a first down, flips the ball. I don't know that the coaching staff was all that big of a fan of that play. So they went ahead and decided, yeah, they're going to make the position swap here for the time being. And Coach Milbrath decided to let him know that that's why he was coming off the field. Kastner will stay out here as soon as the TV timeout is over. Hicks, Hull, and Kearns, the wide receivers, with Bueno in at QB right now with 12:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wouldn't say it's a guarantee that the starting skill players at least are done for the day, but to this point here, Bueno has taken all the snaps since the penalty got him the first down on the punt. Kastner is going to be spread wide right, or wide left, excuse me. Two receivers on either side. So we are all set to go there in shotgun. Bueno. Take the snap. It's going to be a quarterback design run right up the gut, midfield and more. Bueno almost had it. Touchdown, saving tackle at the last possible moment. That might have been Sala. I think Jaquil Brown might have been the player who saved that one. Number 8 instead of number 3, but Bueno almost by a shoelace stopped on the possible touchdown carry right up the gut there. A little quarterback delay, and he had big things in mind. Down at the 34-yard line. Bueno steps back, steps up, and now he'll run again. He gets to the edge, gets past the defender, into the end zone, touchdown Huskies. Second time this one for Bueno. The first look wasn't there. He tucks it, he runs, he scores. And the dynamic play there from Alex Bueno. Good blocking down the field too by the receivers. 32-3 for Michigan Tech with 11:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Extra point for Kucharski is up, and it's no good. It hits the upright. And Kucharski, again, misses the one there, and a little frustrated with himself. But it is Michigan Tech 32, Northern Michigan 3 after the big runs from Alex Bueno. You're listening to Husky Football on Mix 93. Seven plays, 96 yards, fueled in part by the penalty. Too many men on the field, 12 players for the Wildcats on a 4th and 3. Gives the Huskies a first down, then Alex Bueno comes in. And 60 of those yards belong to him on the ground. 26 at first, 34 to finish. And the Michigan Tech Huskies lead 32-3 with 11:40 to go in the fourth quarter. So our Pepsi trivia question today, when was the last time the Huskies held an opponent to 0 pass completions in a game? Well, the correct answer dates you back to October 22nd, 2011 against Northwood. And this was still back in the time when Northwood was a little bit more of that option-style offense where they wouldn't throw the ball very often. They did not complete a pass that day. Saginaw Valley State, Olivet Nazarene, and St. Cloud State, 3 other teams the Huskies did that to in the past. But Northwood was the correct answer, and we'll try again with another Pepsi trivia question next week. Kucharski's kick goes through the end zone for a touchback, and the Wildcats down by 29 points here will try to find something else to go with on offense here and see if they can build anything here as they head into a matchup against number 3 Ferris State next week. Ferris will either be coming off a big road win against Grand Valley or another tough loss to the Lakers at Lubber Stadium. Either way, I don't know that I'd like to be the Wildcats next week because they'll either be rolling or really mad when they go to face Northern Michigan at the Dome. Schovald is in at QB here for the start of this drive, and it'll be another option right. There's the pitch, and good work on the outside. Jimmy Targos makes the stop on the play. Pitch doesn't get much in the way of positive yardage, maybe 1. And Targos, wearing number 29 for the Huskies, makes the play. Another tall safety for the Huskies, 6'4", 210 from Livonia. Huskies have several substitutions in there defensively right now. Do have a starter in Bazanisi out there at corner. Option left, pitch goes this time, and Zeman gets a hold and doesn't let go. Runner on that play, Tucker Welch. Zeman gets him after a gain of 2. Huskies look like Jackson Zachary, number 32, another defensive back from Gibraltar, getting a little bit of playing time. Joe Morano for Michigan Tech as well. Connor Cardell, James Danon, Chase Ekinen up front, along with Connor Hindenach. Chase Cook and Porter Zeman are your linebackers at the moment. Looking to pass. Schovald throws, dumps it off to the tailback, and it's going to be across the 30 to the 33-yard line. It's short of a first down. That that was Welch again. Cardell and Cook combining for the takedown for Michigan Tech, and here comes Halverson and the punt team again for Northern Michigan. Lippert once again back to return for the Huskies at his own 31-yard line currently. This one will be into the wind a bit for Halverson, averaging 34 per punt today. This one is away. It's not a very good one, and it bounces on the northern side of the field, and it looks like it'll stay on that side of the field. And they will mark it. Are they going to mark it right at the 50? It looks like they will. So right at midfield. Alex Freeze has his helmet off now, so it looks like his afternoon currently set to be done. Alex Bueno will stay in. Looks like a couple more offensive line substitutions for the Huskies. Got number 56 out there for Michigan Tech, who I actually don't have on the two deep right now. Bueno, tuck and run. There's a block. Bueno's going to lower his head down and gain about 8 on the play. They do have number 77, Andrew Covert, in there, 6'7" senior from Dexter. Also, Jonathan Lefebvre, number 78 in the game, too, for the Huskies. He's at left tackle right now, is Lefebvre. Bueno will hand off to Patrick Kastner, who's got the first down to the 38-yard line. Couple more subs coming in for the Huskies. Looks like I'm seeing, well, at least they're listed as defensive players. Caleb Anderson, and 47 is listed as William McWaters on the sheet here. He's lining up as tight end right now. Bueno wants to throw, airing it down the sidelines, and it's incomplete. Looking for Ethan Hull down the sidelines on first down. 8:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, this is a situation here where, yeah, the Huskies aren't going to try to rub it in necessarily. Up 29 points. They've got the reserves in there, but you also have to see what you've got in Alex Bueno. He had some nice plays against Oshkosh in the mop-up time that he played there, and has gotten a handful of snaps, but he might be your guy next year with the expected graduation of Alex Freeze. And Bueno, quick one to the outside, incomplete. Colin Hicks, the intended receiver. And a third down play coming up here. See, looks like we have one other offensive line substitution for the Huskies. Roland Ball, redshirt freshman from Lake City, Michigan, number 75 in for Tech right now. Really trying to get a lot of those guys in there, especially ones that haven't had a lot of opportunities to play over the course of their entire careers. Bueno on 3rd and 10. Three-step drop, fires across, completes it to his receiver, Bryce Kearns, across the 20 at the 15-yard line, and is taken down there by Shannon. Nice delivery on that football there for Alex Bueno, and he finds the redshirt freshman Bryce Kearns. And that is a first down in the red zone for Michigan Tech. Bueno will be alone in the backfield. Tight end staying in there, 4 wide, and Bueno. Design quarterback delay. He runs and he gets tripped up. Number 34, Justin Peak, making the play. So 2nd and 8 after a gain of 2 on that one for Bueno. Huskies bring Kastner back in to have a tailback off to the left of Bueno here. Two receivers left side for the young QB. Two tight ends in there as well for the Huskies. Hand off to Kastner, tries the right side. It's a fake to him. Throw to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Pretty decent coverage with Kearns out there as Tim Shannon had pretty good coverage, and nice fake there by Bueno, too. I thought Kastner had the ball. Kastner off the right side would have been probably stopped for a loss on that play. Then rolling to his left side and throwing off balance. So 3rd and 8, 6:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Huskies in control, 32-3. And Kearns will switch to the other side. Huskies with two running backs. Quick one towards the outside, towards Hicks. Too tall and incomplete. Had to try to dump it over the top of the defensive back, Brown, and couldn't quite do so. 4th and 8 from the 12-yard line. Hindenach will check out. Bring another tight end back into the game here. Down to 15 on the play clock. Offense staying out here for this 4th and 8 play. And Bueno. And they'll try it again. This one to Hull, and it's a good one. Touchdown, Huskies! Ethan Hull gets the touchdown reception for Michigan Tech. His 2nd touchdown of the season, and the lead balloons to 35. Alex Bueno, his first passing touchdown of the game. .646 to go here, and a nice job there by Bueno. Commanding that drive. Hold down, kick up, and good. Extra point brought to you by the Turvo Agency in Hancock. Contact Jeff Mickish, Mike Mikula, or Dale Caro at Turvo Insurance, and they can help make insurance simple for you. Turvo Insurance Simplified. 6:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Michigan Tech 39, Northern Michigan 3. This is Huskies football on Mix 93. Fourth down, 9-play drive, 50 yards. Alex Bueno finds Ethan Hull, for a 12-yard touchdown. For Bueno, I believe that is his 2nd touchdown pass of the season, both of which have actually gone to Hull. He had the other one in the Oshkosh game, the big home run touchdown there. Bueno also rushed for a touchdown now today. And kickoff for Kucharski is going to be bobbled, and then just trying to return it is one of the big men, up men for Northern Michigan, tackled there on special teams. I think Nate Benninger getting the tackle. Huskies will continue to run some reserves out there. Looks like we've got Javon Williams, Caleb Lung, Darius Jones Jr. also in there for the Huskies. Desmond Mullen will get a chance here on defense. Not sure we have a 25 here today. It's not Jacob Newman. Chauvald hands off. And not much there, if anything. Huskies will have another, I think that's Caleb Klein, number 17, who's going to come on in. Huskies do have Sam Roberts as a 25, but he's listed as a tight end from Lake Linden. I don't know that he's the player that I'm seeing out there. I don't believe so. No, it would not be. Chauval's going to turn, going to throw, completes to Pfeiffer, and the aforementioned number 25 makes the tackle on the play. I don't know if West has the player listed there or not. I don't know that he does. We've got a Northern Michigan player down cramping, looks like.
Timeout on the field for an injured offensive player.
Down inside the 25-yard line or so, 5:42 to go here. Good chance for Michigan Tech to get a lot of these young guys some snaps. We'll have to see who ended up being number 25 today, because normally that belongs to Jacob Newman, the senior from South Lyon. Of course, Newman has been out for quite a few weeks now with a lower body injury. Hoping to get him back near the end of the season as he's in his final year. Like to get him a couple of snaps and opportunities to finish off his career on a positive note, not finish it because of an injury. And unfortunately for Sipple, I believe that it's going to be the end of his career with the injury he suffered. See Sip down there on the sidelines there in his crutches, with actually right next to Jacob Newman, it looks like. Horde hands off to the back, taken down. Jones, Mullen, Lung among the players in there for the Huskies making the play. Also give Michael Bailey, the linebacker, in there, number 37. And number 42 is listed as Alandis Pete. Huskies with a bunch of different players out there. Again, I'm not positive if everybody that I'm reading off is the right player. It should be, as far as I know, in terms of a number, but they do switch them sometimes, and of course, position-wise, they do switch up positions, as you could see from guys like Drew Collins, listed as a QB.
First charged. Timeout. Northern Michigan.
He's listed as a QB on the roster, but he's been playing pretty much exclusively tight end. And of course, Greg Lapatina, today's featured player, is listed as a fullback, and he's been playing defensive tackle basically for the last couple of seasons as well. So those types of things can change up as seasons progress. But again, really just good to see a bunch of other players getting opportunities to play. It doesn't happen necessarily often where you have a sizable lead to give some of these guys their opportunities to play. It's like Joey Donahue, redshirt freshman from Traverse City St. Francis at linebacker as well. And Deontay Good at linebacker from Livonia as well in the game. Horde, gonna turn, wants to throw, has one target available, and it is knocked away, but also completed. Wow, that was a nice defensive play. But it was caught by Michael Love. Was he inbounds? No, I don't think so. Incomplete. Yeah, because it looked like, and the replay shows that the Husky defender, Zachary, looks like he got a piece of that ball. Now with so many different players off and on the field here trying to get everybody some reps. Trying to figure out where everybody's playing here. Horde gonna drop back to pass. Pressure comes, he eludes, he fires down the middle of the field, and it's completed. Tackle made by Bailey around the 45 of Michigan Tech. It's enough for a first down. James Danin's gonna come on out after, looks like he nicked up on that play. And Chase Ekkonen's going to go in his place. And now it's shotgun for Sjovald. And Sjovald stepping back to pass, throws it to the right, and incomplete. Looking for Wood. Coverage by Donahue out there. This is going to bring up 2nd and 10. .331 in the fourth quarter remaining here. 39-3 Huskies with the lead. Wildcats have the ball. Sjovald under center, hands off, and trying to grind his way forward for a couple extra yards was Rouse. He'll get across the 40. They'll give him the 39-yard line. So 3rd and about 5.5 to 6. I guess make it 6. Need to get to the 33-yard line. Wildcats keeping their starting receivers out there, and I don't think they had a whole lot of extra offensive linemen to work with today, so their O-line has pretty much stayed the same. Sjovald throws, completes. Love wrestled out of bounds by the Huskies number 25. And I think he's going to be short of the first down. They will indeed make it 4th and about a yard or so. .222 and counting. Still have the 2-minute timeout to come up here. Could happen right around the same time as the play clock gets to 0. So Wildcats should likely have to run a play here on 4th down. Sjovald will hand off, and it is going to be, I think, enough for a first down. It'll be the 2-minute timeout regardless. The spot on this one is going to be important. The line judge says it's enough for a first down.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
So with 1:59 to go in regulation time, we've got the 2-minute timeout, and we'll step aside for a break as well. Huskies leading 39-3 on Mix 93. Wildcats get the benefit of the first down call on that last 4th down play. Sjovald will roll right here. He'll throw it down the sidelines and incomplete. Pfeiffer looks like he was the intended target. A couple players out there in coverage for the Huskies. I believe Klein and Williams for Michigan Tech, 17 and 27. 2nd down coming up. 1:53 to go here in the game today. And when we conclude today's contest, we'll head on down to the field. Huskies now will get to count to 14 for consecutive Miners Cups. We'll also hear from head coach Dan Metlack. Running back's got the ball. It is to the outside. Welch dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. First score by their offense against the Huskies in a couple games now. And for Northern Michigan, just something to build on. 39-9. Extra point attempt is going to come up here for Northern Michigan. The run there for Welch. And the touchdown. 1:44 to go. Extra point attempt for Northern is a line drive kick that is no good. So it'll remain in single digits here for Northern Michigan as the kick is offline by Michael Carlin. They will go to kickoff. Huskies may just want to be aware of a possible onside kick. Not that the Wildcats, I think, would assume a chance at victory with 1:44 to go, down by 30 in the situation, but and always a chance to work on things in real live game situations. Well, also during our post-game show, we'll pick a Superior National Bank Superior Player of the Game. Figure out, I think I got an idea of who that will be today, but we'll figure all that out. Again, Coach Metlack will talk to us. See if we can grab maybe a couple players to say a few words here as well. Carlin's kickoff will be a bit of a shorter one. Huskies will field around the 10-yard line. This is Asher Gregory, and he's got the sidelines. Asher cuts it back up the middle, 50-45, and is tackled there by the Wildcats. Asher Gregory looking for a chance at redemption after a couple of plays today that didn't go his way. Almost broke it through. Wildcats were able to get one of their players out to make that stop on special teams. 1:34 to go here, and the Huskies will roll out some more substitutions here. It's going to be Joe Hartlieb, Nate Benninger out at quarterback and wide receiver and running back. A couple of other reserve receivers out there too. And now a whistle and
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Okay. Huskies also have Bryant Mackey, number 18, junior from Gladstone, Escanaba area. Hand off to Benninger, not going to get much there. I think it looks like Matthew Ojala is number 89 out there. I know that he's been out of uniform quite a bit this season, dealing with some injuries. And also number 84, Andrew McCallery. Hartlieb steps back, pressure comes, and he gets sacked. Back at his own 45-yard line. Coming around the edge, number 21, Justin Scheitz, a senior from Woodville, Ohio. Down to 45 seconds and counting here. It's 3rd and 23. And Huskies just playing out the string here, but running offense instead of just taking knees to give their reserves the opportunity to play some actual snaps. Hand off to Benninger. And Hurdle is going to make the tackle. And that's going to be the final play of the game, it looks like. See Wildcat players coaches taking their headsets off, and the Huskies will once again win the Miners Cup for a 14th consecutive season. Today's final score, Michigan Tech 39, Northern Michigan 9. We'll head down to field level and get some comments on today's game. The post-game show is brought to you by Houghton Building Supply. You're listening to Husky Football on Mix 93.